Hi guys, I'm Lori from Oh My Guide. Welcome to Shanghai. I'm currently at the Bund, the starting point of Shanghai's modern urban development, which history has lasted for over 100 years since the opening of the port. Next, let's step in the Bund and get ready for the historical marks and modern glory carried by this Riverside Avenue. Come on, let me show you.
For over a century, the Bund has always been the window of Shanghai. It's an architectural museum under the daylight. But when night falls, it's a stage of glittering magnificence. The history here goes way back to the mid-19th century. Before Shanghai opened its port in 1843, it was just a muddy riverbank along the Huangpu River called Huangpu Shou. After the port opened, the area became part of British concession, and soon foreign banks, trading houses, clubs, and consulates started popping up. The Bund quickly turned into the financial and business hub of Shanghai, even nicknamed the Wall Street of East. By 1848, proper roads and embankments were built, and the street officially got the name the Bund, which actually comes from Hindi for embankment. Fun fact: most languages around the world still call it by that name today. Walking from Waibaidu Bridge in the north down to East Yan'an Road in the south, you'll pass more than 20 historic buildings in different styles. Eclectic, Renaissance, Art Deco style, which is why people call it the Gallery of World Architecture. Here are some of the coolest ones to check out. Bund 1, former Asiatic Petroleum Cooperation Building, built in 1916, eclectic style. Once home to the British Asiatic Petroleum Company, now the headquarters of China Pacific Insurance. Bund 2, former Shanghai Club, built in 1910, classical style. It used to be a fancy club for British expats. Later turned into the Dongfeng Hotel, then famously became home to Shanghai's first KFC in the late 80s. Today, it's part of the Waldorf Astoria Shanghai. Bund 3, Union Building, built from 1913 to 1915, eclectic style with a Baroque-style tower. Originally the bank office of the Mercantile Bank Limited, now home to upscale restaurants, bars, and jewelry shops. Bund 5, former Nissan Kaisen Kaisha, built from 1919 to 1921. Neoclassical style. Nowadays, it's used by banks and high-end restaurants. Bund 6, former Imperial Bank of China, built in the 1880s. Gothic revival style and one of the oldest bond buildings still standing. Today, it houses mid to high-end dining spots.
The building behind me on number 10-12 East Zhongshan No. 1 Road is the former building of HSBC, completed on June 23, 1923. Very classy architectural style. It served as the Shanghai branch building of the Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation in China from 1923 to 1955, and was once the largest bank building in the Far East. It is still recognized as the most beautiful building in the Bund complex. Its exquisite dome murals have always been discussed. It served as the office building of Shanghai Municipal People's Government from 1955 to 1995, and is now the headquarters of Shanghai Pudong Development Bank.
Right next to the HSBC Building, at number 13 East Zhongshan No. 1 Road, is the Shanghai Customs House, finished on December 19, 1927, in an eclectic style. Way back in 1846, its predecessor, the Jiangnan Customs Office, first set up shop here to handle import and export taxes. Since then, the building has gone through 4 different versions, and what we see today is the 1927 design that's been preserved for nearly a century. The most iconic part? The massive clock tower on top. Every 15 minutes, the chimes ring out across Huangpu River, and on the hour you get the fully melody, a sound that's been part of Bund's heartbeat for over 100 years. Bund 20, once the Sassoon House, completed in 1929 in a bold Art Deco style. Originally known as a Cathay Hotel, it was the tallest, most glamorous building in Shanghai, even nicknamed the number 1 building in the Far East. Its dark green copper pyramid roof has been a Bund icon for decades. In 1956, it was renamed the Peace Hotel, the name it proudly keeps today. Bund 23rd, the Bank of China building, built in 1936 on the old German club site. It's the only Bund building designed by Chinese architects and blends Western skyscraper form with classic Chinese touches, like stone carvings and eaves, a perfect example of East meeting West in architecture. Bund 24, Former Yokohama Specie Bank Building, built from 1922 to 1924 in neoclassical style, 6 stories. Today, it's home to the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. Bund 26, former Yangtze Insurance Building, constructed between 1916 and 1918, 7 stories tall. It mixes eclectic and neoclassical styles. Now it serves as Agricultural Bank of China Building. Bund 27, the old Jardine Matheson Building, completed in 1922 in Renaissance style. Jardine Matheson was once the biggest foreign trading firm in Shanghai, and this was their Grand Bund office. It had 5 stories originally, with an additional floor added in 1930 and another in 1983. Today, it's called Roosevelt House, featuring chic restaurants, bars, luxury shops, and even private clubs. The Glenline building at number 28 on the Bund was commissioned by the British shipping company Glenline and designed by Palmer and Turner Architects. Construction began in March 1920, and the building rises 7 stories high, showcasing a British neoclassical Renaissance style. Originally serving as the offices of the Glenline Company, it was later occupied by the Shanghai People's Broadcasting Station from 1951 for an extended period. Today, the building is home to the Shanghai Clearing House. Bund 33rd, the former British consulate, built in 1873 in Renaissance style. Waibaidu Bridge, just a short walk north. This steel beauty opened to traffic in January 1908. It was China's very first all-steel riveted bridge, stretching across Suzhou Creek to link Huangpu and Hongkou districts. Number 20, North Suzhou Road, Broadway Mansions, built between 1930 and 1934 in Art Deco style. Named after the old Broadway Road, now Daming Road, this was originally a luxury service apartment building. In 1951, it was renamed Shanghai Mansions, and today it remains one of the most iconic hotels in the northern Bund area.
Come here, take a walk with me, and feel the weight of time. Each historical building showcases the most brilliant design and craftsmanship of the last century, still standing here today. When the bell of the Customs House rings, gets people taken back, like a deja vu, as if I've been here before, but in 100 years.
When you visit the Bund, don't just look at the buildings up close. Please also be sure to cross the street to the Riverside Promenade. Here, you get the best of both worlds. On one side, rows of historical buildings full of old charm. On the other, the futuristic skyline of Lujiazui across the Huangpu River. The contrast between century-old landmarks and soaring skyscrapers is what makes Shanghai, Shanghai. Out on the Huangpu, the river is never still. ships and boats keep moving day and night, just like they've done for over 100 years, carrying goods, locals, and tourists. Among them, the Huangpu River cruise ships really stand out. They're designed just for sightseeing. Hop on one, and you'll see the Bund and Pudong from a whole new angle, with the city lights sparkling all around you.
Now, get on board on one of those cruises on the Huangpu River and get the best glimpse of you in Shanghai.
The cruise ship moves slowly, and the scenery on both banks unfolds slowly in front of us. On this side are the Bund's building complex that experienced a century of vicissitudes. On the other side is the Lujiazui skyline, symbolizing the future and speed. The Nanpu Bridge, spanning the Huangpu River, is like a time tunnel, closely connecting the past and future. The river flows endlessly, just as Shanghai continues to move forward between history and modernity.
If it's your first time in Shanghai, please experience this. Get on one of those cruise ships and get the most beautiful view of the scenario of Shanghai.
The river breeze blows gently, and the glimmer of Huangpu River reflects the scenery on both banks. Each historical building, crisscrossing streets, and bustling pedestrians present the most vivid urban picture of Shanghai. In the light and breeze, every moment of the Bund exudes a charming charm. To explore Shanghai, start from the Bund.
If you like our content, please remember to subscribe, save, and like it. Follow Oh My Guide to get on the most beautiful tour of Shanghai. I'm Lori from Oh My Guide. See you next time!